What is up, my friends? Just one more point needed for the Reds to be crowned Premier League champions, and you are very welcome along to our Spurs preview here on Anfield Agenda. Throughout the course of this video, I'm going to take you through my thoughts ahead of the game. We'll give you a quick injury update, give you my predicted 11, and then of course we will finish up with a score prediction as well. At the start, we're going to go through, give you our recent form as well as Spurs coming into this game, and a little bit of a fact file on our opponents. Look, the focus this weekend is one thing and one thing only. Get the point required to be crowned Premier League champions on Sunday and celebrate like, well, insert your own phrase there, because the one that I would use would probably get this video demonetized. But we will party, we will celebrate, and we will enjoy what has been a remarkable first campaign for Arne Slot as Liverpool's head coach. So let's start off, my friends, with a bit of an update ahead of the game. Nothing really new to report with regards to injuries for the Reds. Still just really Joe Gomez as that long-term absentee. Tyler Morton still, I think, unavailable, but don't quote me on that one. With regards to Trent Alexander-Arnold, still don't expect him to start this one. I think Connor Bradley will get those minutes, and as Arne Slot said, want to give Connor a bit of a rhythm and give him time to get established in the team as well. So we'll go through it all over the next few minutes, but let's start off with a little bit of a fact file on our opponents, Spurs, and of course then the head-to-heads. So as you can see, Liverpool are unbeaten in their last 15 home games against Spurs in all competitions, winning 11 and drawing just 4. The last 3 we've won while scoring 4 goals each time. Spurs have won just 2 of the last 24 Premier League games against Liverpool, drawing 6, losing 16, with both victories for Spurs coming at home. And we all know that one of them was, well, shall we say, questionable because of some refereeing antics. With 5 games remaining, Liverpool have already won as many Premier League games this season as they did this time last term, 24. While victory in this game would also see the Reds equal their points tally from last season with 82, with still 4 games left to go. So these are the head-to-heads and Spurs form coming into this game. As you can see, Premier League 24-25, there was that nuts game. Tottenham Hotspur 3, Liverpool 6. Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind a repeat of that at the weekend, a 9-goal thriller. In the EFL Cup, it was Liverpool 4, Spurs 0, and then the reverse one, Spurs beat Liverpool by 1-0. Spurs' recent form coming into this one, as always, will work from the bottom up. In the Premier League, it was Spurs 3, Southampton 1. In the Europa League, it was Tottenham Hotspur 1, Frankfurt 1, Wolves 4, Tottenham 2 in the Premier League, which again, not a great result there for Ange Postecoglou's side. Spurs obviously went over then to Frankfurt and won by 1-0, going through that tie to book their place in the semi-finals of the Europa League. And then it was Spurs 1, Forest 2 in their last Premier League outing. So as you can see, not really a great vein of form for Ange Postecoglou's side coming into this one. And look, there's 2 parts to this that we can't ignore. Firstly, the joy that it would give Spurs fans knowing that Arsenal aren't getting near the league title. So we can talk about that as one possible reason for Spurs to, how shall we say, maybe not break too much of a sweat this weekend. And then the other reason is, well, a more than justifiable one. They do have the semi-final of the Europa League coming up from next Thursday, and that has to be the priority for Spurs for a couple of reasons. One, it's the only pathway for them into the Champions League, and 2, it's a trophy, and Ange spoke about winning a trophy in the second season. So let's wait and see what happens there. For us on Sunday, well, we're going to do things a little bit differently for the watch-along. Starting as normal, 3:15 PM, an hour and 15 minutes before the game. But we're going to stay on for the match reaction all the way through, because we don't want to break if we win the Premier League. We want to stay on and celebrate. So it'll be one long stream all the way through. And then, of course, we'll have our player ratings video and probably a stream that night as well. So now that we've gotten all the homework done, let's get into the fun stuff and start off with my predicted 11 heading into this one. We'll start where we always do, which is the goalkeeper and the centre-backs, and I don't think you're going to see any surprises here. I'm guessing it's going to be Alisson Becker, Ibrahima Konate and Virgil van Dijk in those positions. Now, of course, we still await news on Ibu's contract, but we can't say that about Virgil anymore because, of course, our captain signed on for 2 more seasons, and that is a big relief to all of us. Next up, the wide positions of fullback, and I've gone for Costas and Connor Bradley. Now, the manager himself has been speaking about Connor Bradley needing to get more minutes, more game time, and of course with Trent's future, to be kind, let's say, up in the air, we need to make sure that Bradley gets as many minutes as he can. And on the other side, I genuinely feel Costas deserves to start over Robbo. Started the last 2 if my memory's right. And I haven't really had any complaints about him in the position. I still think he's the likeliest one to move on in the summer. But for me on this one, I'd go Costas at left back because I think he deserves the start. Into midfield now. You will notice one change in there from what you're expecting me to say. And we spoke about this on the late night agenda last night. I think in front of a packed Anfield, it makes sense to play Curtis Jones in this one. Nothing against Dominic Szoboszlai. Absolutely love Dom, one of my favourite players. But I think for this one, with what's on the line and the day that's in it, I probably would give Curtis Jones the start. So I'm going to go Ryan Gravenberch, Alexis McAllister and Curtis Jones for my starting midfield three. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that one. In the chat last night in the late night agenda, most people did agree that Jones was the way to go for this one. But either way, you know what I mean, we're splitting hairs here. They'd be both doing equally as good a job, I would imagine. So either one I'm fine with. But my gut feeling suggests that maybe Arnold will go with Curtis. Now we move into the final third of the pitch, and this is where, again, I'm not expecting too many surprises. So the wide areas first. Cody Gakpo, I think, will start on the left, and Mohamed Salah on the right. Now remember, this is the team that I think Arne Slot is going to put out. I like to say that every week because, for me, I would make some changes in other areas. Cody Gakpo hasn't been in great form, so I would put Luis Diaz on the left, but I think you know why I don't. You'll see that in a moment. And I would probably give Chiesa a chance, but as much as I may look like Arne a little bit, what was that? He's let himself go a bit, Craig. Fair enough. I'm not going to push back on that too much. When you're right, you're right. But I do think he's going to stick with the three that we've seen the last time. So Mohamed Salah on the right for me, Cody Gakpo on the left, and through the centre then I think we're going to see Luis Diaz. Now look, he might surprise us and go Diogo Jota. I'd be extremely surprised if we went Darwin Núñez, but I think that is the most likely front three. So again, to run through, I think it'll be Alisson Becker in goal, Conor Bradley at right back, Costas at left back, Canade and Virgil in the centre back positions. A midfield of Gravenberch, McAllister and Curtis Jones. And then up top, Cody Gakpo on the left, Mohamed Salah on the right, and Luis Diaz through the centre. By the way, Luis Diaz, the most in-form player in the last 6 games in the entire Premier League. I think it was Who Scored put out their stats on this one. And Luis Diaz was top of their power rankings. So now we go into the last bit of the video, the score prediction. Look, I think we're going to win the game. I don't know if we're going to be a little bit nervy at the start. I do think that the fact that Palace got a draw against Arsenal makes our job a lot easier and a lot less nerve-wracking. We don't have to push and go in search of a late winner, although it would be lovely. We know a point will do. But that doesn't change the fact that I want to win this game. So my score prediction, ladies and gentlemen, is Liverpool to keep a clean sheet and beat Spurs by 2-0. Do you know what? It could be more if we show up, play with a swagger, and Spurs really are on the beach or looking ahead to that game against Bodo Glimt in the semi-finals of the Europa League. So that is my predicted 11. That is my score prediction, 2-0. And of course, we will be live from 3:15 on Sunday for the biggest game of the season so far, for obvious reasons. Liverpool about to be crowned Premier League champions in Arne Slot's first season. I want to thank you again for your continued support, my friends, and I'll hopefully catch you tonight on the Late Night Agenda. Until then, have a wonderful Friday because your weekend has officially started. Much love. Bye-bye.